Hey y'all, Mr. Conjure here. Welcome to my page. I always do a pause in the middle um, because the live always starts like 3 or 5 seconds after I've started talking. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're having a good day. Um, Let me just go ahead and get the concept out of the way real quick. So this is a pick a video style concept. I don't know if anybody else does that, so I'm going to quickly explain. Basically, if this was recommended to you, this is most likely your pile, quote unquote, your video. If or if you decided choosing to choose this one, if it doesn't resonate, there will be two other videos on my page. You can just go check that, and those may actually end up being your video, one of those. This is a collective reading though for the people who did choose this video, so not everything is going to fit everybody, but of course, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the video. So this is going to be what are some of your strengths and what are your weaknesses. Okay, but I just stuttered when I said strengths. So for some of you, you may have, and when I stuttered, that's kind of a weakness, right? So one of your weaknesses is that you are afraid to express yourself. And that may manifest as having stuttering problems, or kind of like sometimes you don't really express your throat chakra. Your throat chakra may be closed a lot. You don't really express yourself. You don't really stand up for yourself. That's one of your weaknesses that you need to work on. Okay, can we get 3 for strengths, 3 for weaknesses, please? Okay, that's 3. And that's 3. Okay, that's interesting. And I'm not going to be taking reversals. Okay, so as for strengths, I will say with this 5 of Cups right here, one of your strengths is the fact that you are able to always be able to look on the brighter side of things. Even if, oh, I just realized I have my harsh light on. Hold on. Let me turn that off. Oh, that's a cute ambience right there, actually. That's just from candlelight. Do y'all like candlelight or no? um, no. Hold on. There we go. Sorry about that. One of your strengths are that you are able to see on the brighter side of, since this is a negative card in the strength position, the 5 of Cups is talking about the looking at the side, um, looking at the glass as half empty instead of half full, looking at the being pessimistic. So the fact that one of your strengths is that it's the 5 of Cups, that means you're the opposite of that. You are optimistic. You're able to keep pushing even when there feels like there's no way. You still kind of find a way. You may hear that you're resilient a lot. Some people may have even called you stubborn or hard-headed, but really that's just a resilience I'm hearing. And then as for the world, one of your strengths is that you are perfectly okay with being alone, right? You don't necessarily need to be by a whole bunch of people. You don't always have to be surrounded by people, because a lot of your peace, a lot of your strength comes from being alone, comes from solitude. I don't know why I'm feeling like the hermit with this energy. But you can do like a lot of your manifesting, a lot of your planning, a lot of your thinking from being alone. And I'm hearing some of you may like avoid that too. Like some of you try not to be alone because you're not where you want to be. And Spirit is kind of advising against that. See, look, this is a one-man army. He's pushing his way through this. There's all these people who are trying to get him. 444 on the clock. All these people who are trying to get him. This is a one-man army. Oh, this is the hermit right here. Here's the hermit. Okay, interesting. So yeah, like I said, you are really, really, I'm getting the lonely painter. In one of my decks, I have a card that I wrote. One of the decks I made, I have a card that's called the lonely painter. And it's really like ironic, right? Because the painter isn't actually lonely. It's just society believes that when you're alone, you're lonely, but you're not, you don't always have to be. A lot of people really get in their bag when they're working alone. So that's your strengths, is your solitude. Oh, look, this is another man working alone. The magician, too. Like I said, your manifestations go crazy when you're alone. Okay. And then as for weaknesses, we have the lovers, the four of wands, and the four of pentacles. So, although you are optimistic in certain things, I hear you're optimistic when things are going wrong, right? But when things are going right, you're not so optimistic, especially with when it comes to love. You may be one of those people who go absolutely crazy when they fall in love. So they prefer to not be in relationships because they go like, sometimes, when in the name of love, people start going real crazy. People start losing their head. Let's clarify the lovers. See, look, like it starts to dominate you. It starts to become the only thing that's on your mind. You start to lose balance a lot of the times when it comes to love, and a lot for some of you, I just heard one or two, maybe a Scorpio or something like that. For some of you, your weakness is that you can't move on from people, and or you can get so crazy into that love thing that you become jealous, possessive, and or stalk. Like you, some of you have done a little bit of stalking or have stalking like behaviors, whether that's in person or online. For some of you, this was at your job. This was a coworker, or a coworker was stalking you. Um, a coworker was stalking you, or maybe a boss, or I don't know, something. I don't know why I'm getting a vibe like that. That's just for one person. That's not for everybody. But for everybody else, this is like the Page of Pentacles. This is the teenager. This is somebody who like is just a little inexperienced when it comes to love. So you keep recreating the same thing over and over and over and over. Yeah, here's the King of Cups. This is the man. I always take this as like a boyfriend, or just a male love interest, or a love interest that has, if it is a female, she's more male dominant. She's into her masculine side. Let's move on. We have the Four of Wands. So this is what I was talking about. When things are looking good, you may be waiting for like the shoe to drop or something like that. Like, yeah, you may also feel like you can't manifest what you're trying to manifest. For some of you, like what you're trying to manifest, it just doesn't feel feasible. Um, but it just, yeah, here's the Fool. I saw the Fool earlier. Okay, yeah, look, okay. This is why I got that vibe, and they're illustrating it now, because both of these, they're trekking up something to get to here, right? They're both going up to get to this mountain, right? I'm climbing up the mountain for my marriage. um, but for you, since this is in the weaknesses, these are happy cards, right? But these are in your weaknesses. So you're not, it feels like you're trek up the mountain. You may even be a block away from what you want, but you don't have you're very nearsighted sometimes. You don't have the like, not capacity, but sometimes it's like your vision gets blurry when you're trying to think of the full picture. So this would kind of be encouraging you to kind of sit down and wait it out, think about the full picture, think about the bigger picture. You may be like closer to whatever you're trying to achieve. And look, here's another card talking about sit down. What is this? The Chariot? Yeah. And I was just about to say, you may be closer to what you want to achieve than you thought. Here's the Chariot and the Ace of Cups. So moving on successfully to some type of shiny gift, love, new job, more money. It may even just be, a fun time out with friends, something that just makes you feel fulfilled with the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is always an overflow of positive emotions. Um, and then we have the Two of Pentacles clarifying the Four of Pentacles right here. So, lastly, when it comes to money, you also have a pessimistic view. You may have a negative relationship with the money. You may have saw your parents work too hard just to get nothing back. Or your parents may have worked really hard and y'all had a lot of money, but they were always busy. Like they never got to like really enjoy their life. That's for some of you. You may have a negative relationship with money. So spirit is kind of encouraging you to take a look at your relationship with money. 11:11 on the clock. Take a look at your relationship with money. How do you feel about it? I'm starving. Anyway, anyway, that right there is y'all's strength and y'all's weaknesses. Please drop a like, a comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. I will catch you in the next one. And yeah, bye.